You may just have to get a switch on and there's a little switch on the mic.
That's too much. Y'all can hear me back there?
Yeah.
Real good. So this next tune is a jazz version of Good King Wenceslas. And it's arranged by a really excellent Canadian arranger, Pete Coleman, who sadly passed away at only 60 several years ago. But he had a long and for a Canadian jazz arranger, illustrious career. He arranged for Tony Bennett at one point and went on, stayed in Canada and won award after award after award as an arranger and composer for film and TV. So this is Pete Coleman's rendition of Good King Wenceslas. And it's going to feature soloists, a young gentleman by the name of Jacob Redden, who may be known to you.
Yeah.
And also our lead alto, Dan Roswell, is going to take a turn on the changes.
Check. It does work. So our next song is a funk reimagining of the classic tune "Deck the Halls," arranged by Maxwell. Who knows? Who could say? We'll be having solos from Dan on saxophone and Perry on guitar. As we play this rendition of Deck the Halls, I just challenge you to find where the Deck the Halls in it is. Good luck. I still haven't found it, but maybe you will. So yeah.
is Jacob Wren, you know that already. I play the trombone in the band, which is one of the sections in the big band, as I'm sure you've figured out by now. The next tune we're about to play is one of my favorites in our folders, and I get excited every time we bring it out. Not just because the trombone part is easy, but because it's a really lovely, slightly dancey ballad. This is a tune called "The Child Is Born." It was written by trumpet player and big band leader Thad Jones. It was later given lyrics by somebody, can't remember their name, but it was given lyrics actually for Tony Bennett, the singer, who was mentioned earlier. It's going to start with this lovely little melody played by Peter Wynn on the tenor saxophone. Then the melody's going to jump back to the trumpet section, being played by Pam Forrester, and it kind of, like a Christmas tree, it's decorated by these lovely textures in the big band, and we get these beautiful counter melodies, these lovely little tensions and releases throughout the chart, and it is really just quite lovely and evolves throughout. So yeah, this is Thad Jones's "A Child Is Born." Thank you.
use my teacher voice all day. There. Our next tune is not Christmas themed, but a gift to all of you, because it's a lot of fun to play. So Out Back the Barn is by American composer and bari sax player Jerry Mulligan. It was written the year I was born. I'm not going to tell you when that is. You can Google it. It is described as a bluesy bump and grind swinger that is featuring the often neglected bari saxophone. Aww. So it is backed by my wonderful band. This is Out Back the Barn.
Did I figure out how to work it? I did. So, I've taken the class. Yeah, so we have one more tune to play for you, and we're going to have the tune's author come up and introduce it in just a moment. But before that, I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank the UPEI Jazz Band for allowing us to share their program. We've totally enjoyed playing for you and working with them, with that group this afternoon. And just how many people in this band graduated from UPEI? Hands up. Yeah. So this band would be nowhere without the UPEI music program, and in specific without the big band program that goes on at UPEI. So thank you, UPEI, for making us possible. So here's the Zach Bernard is going to come up and introduce the tune that he wrote that we're going to play.
Well, I didn't write it, but I did arrange it. Can you guys hear me in the back, or do I need this mic?
Good.
Mic? I don't have a license for this thing. So I did go to UPEI here, and that's where I started my arranging journey. But this is my first time arranging something for a band as amazing and as lugubrious as the one behind me here. The tune we're going to play is a Christmas tune titled This Christmas. Now, this tune is a little, I'll use the describing word, finicky. And I'll use that word because it's one of those tunes, you hear it on the radio all the time this time of year, but you end up scratching your head and pondering and being like, I know this. I know the head of this tune. And you'll hear that in just a second, and you'll recognize it. But I guarantee that most people in here won't actually know the lyrics to this tune. And, coincidentally enough, we don't have a vocalist tonight. So, if you're interested in the lyrics of this tune, you're going to have to look them up on your own time. This tune is going to feature Peter over here on tenor sax, filling in for the vocalist. Couldn't convince him to sing tonight. I don't know why. We got the mic working, Peter. Do you want to sing instead? Or are you okay playing? Just pass the hat. But it's been an absolute pleasure to arrange this tune, and can't wait for you guys to experience it.